So today we're going to review the deck called the Klimt Tarot, and my wife loves the artist, so it's Gustav Klimt. And what was behind this is that when her father passed away, I think it was this was sent, this painting or a copy of it was sent to her mother's house. It was the weirdest thing. It's almost like it was a message from the other side. We just found it really wild. Anyway, this is the deck I picked up. My wife requested, and I said, "Yeah, let's just check it out." And so it's really beautiful, actually. All the gold trim on it. I don't know what the cards look like, but the box looks really nice. And I paid for this was 28.45. And where did I buy it from? It's a Low Scarab deck, but I did not get it from Low Scarab. I got it from a place called, I think, the tarotarts.com. And this company really packages the cards really nicely when they deliver them. So I buy from them almost all the time now. So the places I actually shop now are like Llewellyn, US Games, this place here, Tarot Arts, Artesian Tarot, another place. I don't really buy from Amazon that much anymore because I want to support the, other retailers, right? And also the publishers themselves. And so we're gonna go ahead and unbox this deck. I kind of dented it right there a little bit. I wish they had better boxes though, because these boxes are just so fragile. I don't like them, but it is what it is. It's like a cigarette pack box. Nothing special, nothing fancy, your typical box. And the directions come in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 languages, but the deck is actually made in Italy. So that's kind of cool. All right. Let's go ahead and open this deck up here. So the guidebook, let's just take a peek at it. We always do this. We all look for spreads because I have a new series now where I actually pick the spread from the deck I review to learn how to use the deck and understand it better based on the spreads in the booklet. So this one has one spread, I think. It's called the Golden Knot Klimt. And I'm not going to go into the details here, but it's a 13 card spread with A, and I'm assuming A is the querent. I don't know, but the 12 remind me of the zodiac, so that's probably what it's pertaining to. Let's see what else. Yeah, just your basic stuff, different languages. So the booklet's thin, different languages, nothing fancy. So use it or don't use it. The card quality, the card's a little bit thin feeling. They feel a little bit thin. I'm not impressed with them at all. I'm a little disappointed how thin they actually are, but that's the back of the deck. So by looking at it, it's reversal. You can read upright or reverse, your choice. Let's go ahead and get the. And what's weird about it is they're all out of order. So give me a second here to get them in order, and then we'll continue on. 1 second. Alrighty, so these were completely out of order. I went ahead and just put them all back, but as we're looking here on the table, they give you these 2 cards, and I always say keep these because the nice thing about these cards here is they protect the deck. So one goes on bottom, one goes on top, and that way, if anything hits them, it protects them in the box, right? So anyway, that's the Turks of cards that you get. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go through this deck with the majors first, and then we'll run through the minors side by side to give you a good comparison of what they actually look like. So let me drop the camera down here in a sec, and we will go ahead and kick off this deck review. Okay, so first up we have the Fool, right? A local crazy one. I'm not getting the vibe of the traditional Fool, but let's see what the guidebook says. If there's maybe another meaning that we're not aware of, let's check here real quick. What do we got going on for the Fool on this card? It says lack of points of reference, loss of identity, confusion, and also has rebirth, stripping oneself completely, or letting go of excess. So they're a little bit different than, I guess, the typical Rider Waite, and that's fine. So let's keep that in mind as we go through here. So that's the Fool. Then we have the Magician. After that, we have the High Priestess, the Empress. I mean, I do like the artwork a lot. I mean, I really dig this art of this artist. The Emperor, the Hierophant, the Lovers. Yep, that's why I got the deck, is that one painting right there. Let's see what it means. Let's go here to the book real quick. Okay, the Lovers. What does it mean? Now we know what it means in traditional, but I wonder if this is again different. It says leverage is all about sensuality, love, passion, profound tie, intimacy. And I guess if it's reversed, is opposed love, unfaithfulness, and emotional dependency. The thing about this is it feels that it's a little bit lighter than what the actual lovers is actually about, but that's the way the artist and the person who helped create this little booklet defined it. Okay. Next is the Chariot, Justice. Then we have the Hermit, the Wheel of Fortune, Strength. Oh, that's interesting. It reminds me of that other Hermetic deck where the Queen of Swords, I think, is cut the person's head off. That's interesting in addition. The Hanged Man, which is upside down. Death, Temperance. I'm really mixed on this deck. I like the artwork. I don't know if I'd read with it or not. The Devil. Would you read with this deck? Do you find it interesting for you to use? Would it be something you could connect with? The Tower. The Stars. The Moon. I don't feel delusion there at all. I feel like daydreaming. So maybe that's what it means with this deck. The Sun. Judgment. See the bodies there, dead, resurrecting. And then the World. Makes sense, giving birth, starting over again with something new. That makes sense. So now we're going to go ahead and go to the minor cards and lay them out side by side. So let me get them laid out here or raise the camera up and we will see how they compare to one another. All right, so we have the Ace of Cups. Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. You can feel how this is manifested. You feel this is more like the mind at work here. This is more like desires and passions, even some sexuality in that card. And this is emotions. I just find it odd that it has two people in it because usually the cups is by itself for the ace. So that's an interesting way of looking at it. And we're going to go to the twos. So Two of Swords all about being blocked like a stalemate. It's almost like it's this. They look defeated here, or I don't know. It's weird. I don't get this card at all. But that's the Two of Swords supposed to mean that you're blocked, but here I'm not picking up on that vibe. The Two of Pentacles is juggling, but again I don't get that either. The Two of Wands and the Two of Cups. Next is the three. You can feel a little bit of the heartache and the confusion in that card. The Three of Cups, you can kind of feel like a celebration going on. The Three of Wands is supposed to be about growth, expansion. You feel that in this card? Let me know in your comments below. Do you feel growth and expansion in this card? And then, of course, the Three of Pentacles, where you're working together, but this person's working alone on their music. And they're learning, I guess, or refining it. And there's a person here in the background. If you look at the card real close, see a little face back there, right here. So I don't know what that means, but that's an interesting symbol there. Next is the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, the Four of Wands, and then the Four of Cups. Yeah, this is definitely not anything like the Rider-Waite at all. I don't pick up on any of that vibe. I don't even pick up on Marseille here either, so I'm not too sure how to read this deck. I'd have to look at the book and study their meanings to really get a handle on it. 5. Okay. That's interesting. 5 of Cups. Go to the 6. I have to say, though, if you did buy this deck, It's not something you probably use for your customers. If it is, it's going to be more of the adult crowd because these cards are a little bit risque, as you can see in the images throughout them. Next, we're going to go to the 7. Okay, the 8. Huh. If the 8 of Pentacles is about perfecting the craft, then I guess pregnancy, I guess having children, perfecting the marriage, perfecting the union, maybe is what it's trying to get at. The 8 of Swords here. Yeah, I'm not getting that one either. It's so different. It's almost kind of like Mix and Marseille a little bit with see the way the pentacles are laid out and the pips, so to speak. But I don't know. It's definitely a different deck, right? The 9. 9 of Cups. That's the person who sits in front of the curtain with the arms crossed in the chair or in the seat, whatever it is, or whatever he's sitting on. And this person's overindulged as well, so it's not pregnant here. It looks like it's just, I want to say gluttony, the vibe I'm getting on, but I'm not too sure how they represented the card in the book. The Knight of Wands, I'm not getting that either. The Knight of Swords, I can kind of feel that, keeping yourself a little bit up because of chaos and stress in the mind. And the Knight of Pentacles is you have enough. It feels elegant, so I kind of get that with this card. The 10, this is more of your generational wealth, and I definitely feel that as you made it to the end and you have everything that you need, and now you're going to start over because if you let it sit too long, it can rot. The 10 of Swords, interesting. The 10 of Wands, work yourself to death, maybe rather than asking for help and you have nothing left of you. I can pick up on that vibe for sure. And then here we have the 10 of Cups. It seems more like drunkenness more than happiness, but that's just what I'm seeing with this card. What are your thoughts? So before we move into the Quark cards, drop your comments and let me know what you're thinking because this is definitely an interesting deck, right? All right, here we go. Now we're going to go into the Quark cards. Kick off with the pages, which they call the Knave. So the Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and he's ready for battle. Page of Wands, or like wants to go and just have a party or something, just get out there and explore. And the all see and eye, you can see everything, sees all. And then the Page of Cups. Okay, now we're going to go to the Knight. I do like the gold on the cards, the color they have, the foil. It's a nice touch. The Knight of Swords. Yeah, I don't get that active movement, but a sword is going to be fire air, so it's quick. Wands is fire fire. He wants to charge, but I don't feel that in this card. I don't feel that active energy, but I do feel like he's ready for something though. But I like the gold you can see on the card. See that? All the gold foil. It's really cool. All right, the Knight of Cups, chalices. Okay, now we're going to the Queens. Okay, and then lastly will be the King. See, he doesn't, I don't know, he seems bored, like not happy or something, so I don't get that typical Knight of that King of Pentacle feel. King of Swords, yeah, I don't know. King of Wands, which is a lady. That's interesting. And then you have the King of Cups. So that's the deck. What are your thoughts on it? Let me go ahead and just do a quick shuffle. I am not going to pull a reading with this because honestly, I couldn't do any justice. I don't know what these cards even mean. Yeah, they shuffle okay. Yeah, they shuffle nice. It's your typical Lascara, but again, the cards just feel a little bit thin, but not bad. Yeah, they definitely shuffle really nice. So I think that if you did want to read with them, they have a nice feel to them for sure. And the back of them is a little bit, see, that's kind of a little bit glossy, but not too much, more like a semi. And the front is, it's like a feels like a wax paper on it or something like that. But if we did pull a card, because I'm seeing it right there, the Ten of Cups is all about just, being happy with what you have and just enjoying it with your friends and living the good life, right? That's the vibe that I get. Now let's just see what the book says, just for the heck of it. So we're going to go to the Ten of Cups here. What does this say it means? Okay, so we have right here is happiness, marital harmony, creativity, fantasy, sharing, ingratitude upside down, psychological problems upside down. Suffering, doubt, loss of identity. So it's just an interesting way they put the meanings to these cards. I wonder if it has something to do with the artist maybe or something. But anyway, I would recommend the deck if you're into this type of artwork and think it's beautiful like I do. It'd be a really nice deck to have because why not, right? Why not? Really, really pretty. Anyway, that is all I have. And until next time, I hope each of you visit me in my next reading. All right. See y'all later. Bye now.